times.
Huh. And we do see a couple of other bans coming in, because I saw the Cassin right there, and I just want to touch on it because it said there's something you usually want to ban, so to me it kind of leads me to believe that Ultimate, they want to pick a champion that Cassin specifically counters. But then they ban out the Twisted Fate right after, so it doesn't make any sense anymore.
Well, they just want to ban Nukeduck out, is what they want to do by the looks of things. Zed, Cassidin, Twisted Fate, all aimed at Nukeduck from this one. On the other side, Nunu taken away from Araneae. Shen going to be going out against Kerp, who's like, yes, don't have to play Shen again. You know, he's great with Shen. He's won a lot of games with Shen, but he doesn't want to play Shen. Yeah. Which is a similar scenario to some of the other top laners in the LCS. Quite a funny occurrence. And Elise will be banned out here as well for the final one of Lemondogs.
It's kind of scary knowing that Kerp has only played a handful of champions so far in the split, because we know personally after talking to him, he has a very wide champion pool. He just hasn't been able to reach into that bag and pull other things out. But we do see, as you're saying before, the Lissandra needed ban does slip through here. So ForellenLord, he's going to be looking very happy right here. But ooh, Dexter playing Lee Sin against Araneae, who's just really brought it back into the summer split up, or actually just into competitive play in the summer split. It's going to be very hard for him to, I guess, impress or out jungle Araneae.
So that's the thing here why I think we've seen so much aimed at Nukeduck, because they wanted to play Alessandra, and ForellenLord said, I don't want to play against that, I don't want to play against that, and I don't want to play against that. If we get them out, then I'm happy, and then we get Lissandra first pick, all well and good. That's what's happened here. It's going to be a Varus and, as you said, the Lee Sin pickup here, a champion that both junglers play. Varus, of course, going into the hands of Tabzz, joined with Caitlyn for the most played champion that he's played in this summer split as well.
Yeah, and I'm thinking back to the summer promotion series, he played pretty much nothing but Caitlyn except Varus like once or twice, and then ever since then he started playing a lot of Caitlyn, but realized, you know, I need to widen my champion pool, because we have to remember, he was originally an AP mid player from Millennium back in the promotion, or before the promotion series, so he's had to adjust, he's had to adapt and really create a new role for himself.
So Jree right now is hovering over the Blitzcrank. Thresh is actually available here, which kind of surprises me that Jree doesn't go that route, but we saw actually yesterday the Blitzcrank in the early to mid game, he wasn't hitting a lot of hooks. He didn't make any clutch grabs in that early game, but when it came to pretty much the last fight of the game, he grabbed one out of the main base through the wall, and that's what won them the game, basically. Or certainly it won them that fight at the start. He's going to go with a Thresh. Again, a very similar champion to be going in with that one. He's won 4 out of 5 games he's played already. Araneae are falling back to his almost second jungler here after that Lee Sin, the Hecarim.
Okay, so a little bit surprised they actually don't lock in Orianna with this, because it's been the whole combo they like to run, the Orianna Hecarim. You cannot stop Hecarim from getting to you, then he followed up with that. It's just really great control. And then of course the Thresh, I mean, Thresh and Blitzcrank are one of those champions that you could miss every single pull the entire game until you land that one, and then everyone in the world's like, he's the best Blitzcrank ever. Like, that's how it always turns out for a lot of these champions to have those game changers. And we do see, it looks like Mithy will be playing Fiddlesticks, so it's going to be a good counter, because you can silence Thresh quite a bit. You can silence Lissandra coming in. Not to mention Hecarim, if you do want to fear him, it just kind of depends on how the fight really goes.
So a Rise here, which could end up in the top lane, could end up in that mid lane, and that's something that Lemondogs have really gone for here as they wait things out. Caitlyn currently being hovered over for WhiteKnight, and an Urgot, which I'm not going to say anything about just yet.
It's Jree. He's been to be very trolly lately, but you know, the Caitlyn's a very safe pick. You have the range to get away from Fiddlesticks and Rise. I mean, you don't want to run like a Vayne, which Rise is a very strong counter to, because you can lock her down. So Caitlyn's going to be very good. It's going to help facilitate what he wants to run this for this, or the whole composition. But the Fiddlesticks, I don't know. I'm still thinking, like, how is that going to work on their composition? Because right now, they do have the Chain of Corruption with the, you know, Fiddlesticks ultimate kind of combo, but that's about it. I mean, they have the potential to catch someone with Rise, but in the end, it doesn't work out too well. So it looks like, I was like, hey, I said something about that champion a little bit earlier. So it looks like we might actually see ForellenLord on Orianna this time, and we might have the double AP with the whole Hecarim initiate.
It looks that way. I mean, they switch off to Ezreal there for WhiteKnight. Fizz. So we've seen Nukeduck play Fizz before. He played it against Fnatic when Peke was playing Twisted Fate. Obviously, Tabzz is really the man in this lineup that became the famous Fizz player in the end, but Nukeduck is going to be running that here against ForellenLord, if I can get it out there. Orianna.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his masters real quick, but I'm in his rune page. Actually going to be running some interesting stuff. I don't want to fully give it away because some people like to keep it a little bit secret, but it's very heavily AP oriented, and he's going to be against obviously the Orion in middle lane, so he has the ability to get in there, do harass, get out before he can be harassed too early on. But the thing is, if he gets shut down early, like a ForellenLord can really snowball that lane just from the auto attacks, which from Oriana hurts ridiculously, and then of course just the damage you can apply with the ball while the Playful Trickster is on cooldown. Quick shot, we miss you. That's all I can say for that.
He'll be back soon. We do miss him here, especially when it comes down to, you know, I was talking to some of the players yesterday, and Wicked was there, and we were talking about some of the passive names, and he said, honestly, a lot of the players don't even know any of them, and then Snoopy said, no, but Quickshot knows every single one of them. He's like the Bible for these players who, when they're having their little discussions, they ask Quickshot if they don't know anything about it. He's got that on lockdown, and obviously enjoying his time over in North America right now. So, we're going to get into the game. Our final one here in Tenerife. Like I said, a little bit sad for that because the crowd here have been absolutely fantastic. We've had some amazing games. Hopefully this one going to live up to it as well.
Yeah, really hoping so. I mean, the thing is, Lemondogs have a lineup that can really make it exciting just for the Fizz. I mean, that champion alone, but you pair that in with Surprise Party Fiddlesticks. I mean, come on, you know you're in for a good time.
It is going to be a lot of fun here. And there's puns galore for this one as well. I'm already racking them up, ready. And I'll bring them out at a suitable time if they actually get involved.
As long as you make Fig proud.
With that one. I will make him proud for this one. I'm not sure he quite understood my not got a sausage earlier on, though. That was a very English thing to say. So, here we go then into the game. It's Alternate versus Lemondogs, our final game from the LCS Summer Split Week 6 here in the beautiful Tenerife. And are we going to see anything earlier on? Hooks we have in there. We've got that terrible fear that could come out of Fiddlesticks in the early levels as well, Jason.
He's also running 6% cooldown reduction, so he looks like he wants to max that, have the ultimate up as soon as possible, not to mention the fear, which we've seen so many times of teams grouping up, rushing at level 1 into a team that has a Fiddlesticks, and with that fear bouncing around, it just completely shuts them down. So we're going to see how this game's going to go. Lemondogs are actually going for a little bit of an invade here, just to look like to get some wards down. And if anyone knows how to counter a Lee Sin jungle right now, it's going to be Araneae, and he picked Hecarim before the Lee Sin, so we're going to see how he's going to work out this one.
Well, there he is, trotting into position with Kerp, who already in that curve buff bush by the red buff. And they still wait here. They've pushed a little bit further through, but that's a lot of pings.
Oh, but look where Lemondogs is heading right now, though. They're heading straight for that top side. Alternate might be able to catch him here, but it's a grouped up Lemondogs.
It's a Lee Sin. He's just going to throw a Q straight in there and find exactly out where all of them are.
It's on cooldown now. Oh, this is gonna be okay. So he's waiting for it. Let's say this is gonna be a really crucial point. We've seen, you know, with Mithy Makers and Fnatic how crucial it can be at level 1, and here we go.
Oh, Mithy's face checked into that one. Araneae getting feared straight back from that, but Mithy's a dead man. ForellenLord has picked up the first blood here. What a start for Alternate. Is he over though? Nukeduck on the bottom side there looked like he was trying to get involved, but Alternate will be happy with the hit and run here, getting the first blood for their mid laner.
And that is just so unfortunate because, oh, actually, no, they're not done. They're going back in here. They want to make something happen.
This is very fitting of the statistic there. The #1 team KDA in the summer split so far, already picking up the first blood in this game after an aggressive start. They're going to be stealing away that red buff as well here for Araneae, who's going to take it without the smite. Getting a little bit low from it as Mithy actually comes into this one, and you can tell Araneae a little bit scared. Please don't come, and then just runs away. Good stuff.
It's really unfortunate too because Mithy, he got a great fear off. Like, it did so much damage to every single member of Alternate, but no one else was there to really collapse in and make the play happen. But Dexter, he's going to go for some counter jungling here. He wants to steal away that red buff, and with Araneae currently at his blue, he might be able to, but he doesn't have smite, so this actually could work against him depending on how fast Araneae is.
So there is Araneae getting that blue buff under wraps. Is anyone going to come over here to check if that that red buff is being done by Dexter? Doesn't look like it. Araneae has settled for his wolves, so we will be seeing Dexter taking away the red. That's going to give them a 2-2 trade at the start of the match.
The thing is, he ran through a ward to get there too, so it's not like he was really sneaky or anything. They know that's happening, and it looks like Araneae is going to let that one go away. He's actually going to back and buy up here, but Dexter, because he's so low, he can't gank either, so both junglers can be relatively inactive here. With these pink wards up here, it's going to be it's going to be a pink ward battle completely, because when you're a Fiddlesticks, you need that bush control. You need to make sure that the other team can't see you if you want to be very effective.
And right now, Alternate are actually keeping Lemondogs pinned to their turret at this stage. Obviously, it makes it harder for Jree to get a hook and then follow in behind it for the flay afterwards, but Still, if they can keep them in there, it means that they've got no control of that brush, as you just mentioned. And they actually have Dexter going to go to his red buff, see that actually part of those of that camp is still there, and reset that one so that they get the timing. Similar story for Araneae down the bottom. ForellenLord, of course, did pick up first blood. Doran's ring, boots of speed, fairy charm in there, plus wards and pots. Lovely start for him.
And Nukeduck, he's probably like, come on, guys, why'd you have to make this even harder for me in the middle lane? But he should be able to fight his way back. Remember, last time he did play Fizz, he was very inactive for a good majority of the game, but then again, he got one kill and just snowballed really hard from there. So we might see that happen yet again. I wouldn't be surprised if he does play a little bit passive early on. And he does shove this lane up, but it looks like he wants to back potentially and just buy up.
Well, we'll see about that one. He's actually heading towards the bottom, but it will be a recall coming in. We can see the alternate have also backed away somewhat on this top side of the map. They're trying to bring them out a little bit so that Araneae actually has a chance to get in onto them.
But they should know something's up. I mean, having that lane shoved against you for the first 4 minutes of the game, and then
all of a sudden not.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, you guys can come out. They have to know something's up here, so they have to be very careful. And I don't really think Altit's really going to be able to make a kill happen here unless Jree lands a perfect hook, which in the past he's done.
He has done, but they're going to be ready for this one right now as the hook goes out, and close to Tabzz, but close doesn't mean anything, as Araneae are now going to take a different path. Are they going to push this turret up once again and then try and go in underneath it? Here we go, Araneae coming around the side as the flay goes down on towards Tabzz. There is the exhaust going down as well, but he puts a piercing arrow in and they back away.
That fear is so powerful, as you saw right there. It completely stopped Araneae from getting the positional advantage against Tabzz and knock him back into the team. Obviously Tabzz, well, he did use a flash right there, but he had his barrier still anyways, but that's just how strong it gets. And the thing is, late game, when you max that, I believe around level 9, you can keep an AD carry feared for so long, and especially against an Ezreal. If you silence him, obviously that's not damage he's using, that's a escape mechanism that you take away from him. And right now, Dexter's up towards the top side, both junglers here to make a play happen.
Oh, they've not seen him. They've not seen Dexter coming into that one as Araneae once again gets feared. Good damage coming in. Tabzz and Mithy both low as the hook lands on towards Tabzz. Are they going to go for it here? Tabzz walks away. As you said, still has that barrier available as they're going on towards Araneae. He gets low, but will get away as well. And crazy stuff on this top side. A lot of damage being exchanged, but no kills.
Yeah, both teams playing very hesitant. They want to make sure that they can lock down this game because, like we were saying before, the standings are just so close at this point. And I think around level 6, look for Nukeduck, who currently has full mana, to potentially go in for a straight-up kill on a ForellenLord who doesn't have that magic resist built up just yet.
So, it's a close lane, that one right now, in terms of the farm. Bottom, if you compare the two AD carries, well, I say bottom, obviously they're both in the top lane, upside down. 45 to 36 there, so WhiteKnight is getting a good lead from that one.
Yeah, he definitely is, and that's just from the pressure that Araneae's been able to apply, but more importantly, it's just the pink wards Jree's been putting down, keeping the vision away from Mithy, keeping them under their own turret when it's, pretty hard to last hit under there around level 1 and 2. And Nukeduck, I'm really surprised. He's actually ahead in CS, like ForellenLord. You can see he's legitimately scared right now and doesn't want to be too aggressive. He doesn't know where Dexter is currently, but he does have 2 wards, one towards the top side of the river, one towards the bottom to spot him coming in.
And that's the problem, I think, the harassment of just from the auto attacks that you have with Orianna that's very strong means that you're quite close to that Fizz, and that's not something that you specifically want to do. And they have hit that level 6 now, so we'll see what we get from that one. You're constantly getting in close to him there, and leaves them with that wave going down. Probably going to be about even if ForellenLord doesn't really miss any of that stuff here underneath the turret, which you wouldn't be expecting. Nukeduck actually starting to back away, and that's because the blue buffs are spawning again.
Yeah, should be able to pick that one up, and I mean, to me, I don't know about you, Joe, but I'm looking at this game, I'm just like, there's something going to happen. Like, it's going to be jungle interaction, or it's going to be a straight-up fight.
I'd imagine so.
Well, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like, the game's going to get really explosive really quickly, at least with the way I'm looking at it right now, and I'm still waiting for that moment to happen, and I think it really is going to revolve around these middle laners.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, Lee Sin going to be quick in there, Hecarim going to be quick in there, and then you've got, the shockwave, and the Chum the Waters to come out of Fizz as well, and that's just a lot of stuff that can happen really, really quickly. So looking forward to that one. Dexter actually is heading down in towards this bottom lane. There's a ward there though, so even if Zorozero pushes it up enough, WhiteKnight and Jree are gonna spot that one coming a mile away.
Really interesting to see the lane swap happen. I mean, Alternate was winning out in this entirety of the lane swap. Obviously, Kerp was a little bit behind bottom lane, but it wasn't too bad in the end. And now he's going to be a caster top lane against a Fiddlesticks who can silence him, who can fear him. And right now, Jree's looking for the pull on Zorozero. And you can tell the pressure's on. He misses the point-blank hook, but that was a great dodge by Zoro.
And Zoro actually going aggressive on towards this one. He's not scared whatsoever right now with that health crystal. There's no teammate there to actually back him up at this point either, so he's just been purely aggressive with this rise.
He's continuing harassing WhiteKnight down quite a bit. I mean, luckily for him, he does have that build toward a Cutlass, so he does have that life steal to stay in lane. And I think Zoro just realized, yep, there's no way I'm going to be able to burst him down. He does dodge the pull again. Great job by him, and he turns around the fight. Here comes Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter coming in for this one. There is a true shot barrage coming across, but the obvious target here is Jree. But here comes Kerp down the bottom. Zorozero going to pay for it with his life. And alternate, they bided their time while that all happened there, while Zorozero was being aggressive, while Dexter came in. And then Kerp just making his presence known at that bottom lane, getting them the kill. Not only that, securing them a dragon.
Looks like, yeah, looks like they should be able to pick this one up. Dexter, it's going to be very ballsy to get in there and try to steal it away, but obviously he has potential with that ward right there. Looks like he's just going to commit to farming away, and Alternate taking a very strong lead about 10 minutes into the game, but Lemondogs are trying to react. They're trying to make something happen out of this by trying to take that top turret.
Yeah, trying to get rid of that outer turret. That would be the first one of the game if they can manage to finish that one off, which they will do. Another wave of minions coming right in there at this very moment. That will bring them a little bit back when it comes to that gold deficit that they are currently sat on, as Mithy actually going to face check in towards Kerp, puts the pink ward down just as Kerp puts his ward in there as well. Going to be able to steal that one away. Dexter here chasing onto ForellenLord. He's actually 2 levels behind him, and that's a lot of damage that can come out from Forellen.
Oh, look at Mithy. Look where he currently is. Actually, I was waiting for him to actually ulti in because he is level 6. He does have the ult and exhaust.
He's cancelled his recall.
Oh, he actually might go for it. He is.
He is. He's going to come in from the back here. ForellenLord instant flash away. And it was good positioning, but the fact that he cleared that pink ward out, I think ForellenLord already had a feeling that that might happen.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. It was a good try to Mithy, and he played Fiddlesticks back. I believe it was in the first week he was here. And unfortunately, it's not working out too well for him right now, but it is just the beginning of the game, and Fiddlesticks, he really only gets stronger. Like, his utility only gets better as the game goes on.
So back towards the buffs. Araneae going to get his red. Dexter is doing his red at the same time as well. Going to be recalling from that one. So 10 minutes in, let's take a look at where we are in the game. 1,400 gold is the lead that Alternate have. They're behind by that one turret. They took the first dragon, and they have those 2 kills. One on Kerp, one on ForellenLord.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the perfect champions you want to give it over to. We talk about kill distribution. Obviously, it's a little bit early to be talking about it, but the fact that Araneae was able to get the kill over to Kerp, and he was able to get that early little bit of a lead, considering he was already down in CS against Zorozero, which he'll be up against right now. And that does get him off to a great start, because Kerp, it's going to be up to him to be the initiate.
That one didn't.
No, sorry, I wanted to correct myself right there, because it's not him that's necessarily going to be the initiate, but he's going to be the follow-up to it.
I was kind of wondering why Mithy just did that there. He put a ward down from the Tribush side, got cleared out by the pink straight away, and then he comes around the other corner and puts another one in there, which obviously then was cleared out directly straight off. So obviously just wanted to make sure that Araneae wasn't maybe hiding inside that bush, didn't want a horse coming charging out at you. And look at those AD carries again. We said WhiteKnight had that advantage when they were 2v2 in the top lane. Now they 2v2 in the bottom lane, and he still holds it as well. It's 15 CS that he has.
And also, they should be able to get this damage, this turret relatively low from their damage. And right now, let's take a look at Nukeduck's items, because he's currently winning his lane in terms of CS. He picked up a Sheen, picked up a Blasty one, and picked up Boots with the ward on top of that. He just bought up quite a few items here, and Alternate, it looks like they want to lock him down. And the thing is, with a Lissandra, if you can ulti Nukeduck, he's not going to be able to move away from you, so he won't be able to play for Trickster out of anything, and you can just blow him up. So Nukeduck, you have to play amazing here if you want to survive.
Well, the rest of Lemondogs need to probably wake up to this one, because Alternate have got a 3-man push on the mid lane. And Claw comes out, and saw Nukeduck walking back, said, I don't want to get caught in that one. Didn't come out in the end, though, but that is a turret back for Alternate, and it is the middle lane as well.
And you can't really afford to give up turrets like that. I mean, that was just a straight Alternate out-positioning and out-maneuvering Lemondogs, and it's a little unfortunate, but Alternate, I mean, they're a great team. We know they are. They've been in a little bit of a slump, and they're just showing right there that they still got it.
Yeah, for sure. And they kind of showed 2 faces throughout this weekend as well. That win yesterday was certainly a big one for them, as Nukeduck actually going in on towards ForellenLord. And of course, yesterday we also saw all 4 Spanish players winning their games. On the first game, all 4 of them lost. Sadly enough, can't happen here today because, well, it's Mithy versus Araneae in this final game of the day. So someone's going to be unlucky on home soil.
Say that now until we have the first draw ever in the Legends. And they're like, to prove you wrong, but that's right. And We're going to see which Spaniard, I guess, is a little bit better here. Obviously, they play different roles, but Lemondogs responding to that middle turret going down. They grouped up. They're going to be pushing middle here, and honestly, this could be very bad for them. If Alternate gets off the perfect combo with this edge ulti coming in, they could be looking at a couple of deaths.
Yeah, Alternate came around for that one. They were able to defend a lot more successfully than Lemondogs could claim after losing their turret there. And that will slow things down here once again. So not quite that action-packed crazy games that we've been seeing throughout most of today, but Alternate, they're building slowly but surely that lead now to 1,400 the difference after getting that turret back.
Looks like ForellenLord's going to keep farming up here middle. He's built up to that Things on Holy Grail, so with that little bit of magic resist, he's definitely going to need that against Zorozero and Nukeduck combined. And a little bit surprised, not a lot of action coming in from the AD carry supports here from both teams, but Mithy, he's sitting on top of a pink ward of his own. He has that vision cleared out, he has his ultimate available. He could go in here, but I'm not sure if they feel confident enough with Tabzz to pick up that kill on the WhiteKnight.
No, I don't think so either, and that's a bit of a danger as well. I mean, the fact is that WhiteKnight is slippery anyway. He's a very slippery character to be getting away from, so we'll have to see.
You know what's very slippery? Is because he's a fish.
Actually, he's a fisherman.
I'm trying to get you to use your puns, Joe, but you're holding them in.
They're for the perfect time, okay. And this wasn't it just yet, Jason. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll get that out later. So yeah, backing off there, picking up wraiths as both ForellenLord and Nukeduck have shown in the past that they really like to do. Let's have a look at some of the items here while we've got some seemingly downtime. Fiend's Unholy Grail in there for ForellenLord. Workings of that Lich Bane already up for Nukeduck on Fizz.
If you notice Araneae as well, I mean, he's built up the 3 parts for his Aegis. And we've talked in the past about teams building a little bit too late, especially against these double AP compositions, and he's delaying his Spirit of the not Spectral Wraith, the other one, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, for this Runic Bulwark very early on, because he wants to make sure his team can survive the damage, considering they have to dive in against Lemondogs.
Well, Zorozero does have that Rod of Ages now. His tears also stacking up at the same time, so he's nicely working his way up to that power point. As Mithy and Tabzz, they're actually going north. Zorozero will come down, so with that dragon now live and up for the taking, we may see our first big fight.
Zorozero, or it's not Zorozero, sorry, Kerp, he does have his teleport available, so he could get involved in the middle of this fight. Lemondogs do initiate it here, but Alternate, they don't want to let this one go for free.
Yeah, Araneae just hanging around there on the top side. The piercing arrow comes through, and Lemondogs pull out the dragon one more time. Dexter starting that one off. Both of them got the smites available, as we are going to see Mithy coming from the side. There is Fizz getting involved as well, as Tabzz gets one. Araneae are going to go down. Finally, Kerp gets involved. The ulti is Zorozero. Well, he's going to be exhausted. He has to flash away. They go to Jree. He's a dead man. Tabzz picks that one up for a double kill, and now they back off towards Dragon. Oh, Dexter goes down. He got picked off there. Not quite expecting that one. That's only a 3-for-1, but Lemondogs fairly low. They want to get away from Kerp.
He wants to go in there right there, but he can't do that against a Fiddlestick, so they picked up 3 kills. They only lost 1. Fortunately, they didn't get that dragon, but in the end, they'll take that trade considering they were so far behind, and now they're catching up in gold here, but let's be a little bit careful. They have to get back to that dragon before Alternate does if they want to be able to take it.
Yeah, surprise party Fiddlestick, certainly surprise Alternate there, I think, coming off from the side. And when that happens to you, it's kind of a lot of flashing lights and panic for a second or so while you figure out exactly what just happened to you. And that allowed Nukeduck to really get in there on top of them. Some good solid kills being picked up. Don't think Dexter maybe needed to die in the way that he did there at the end, going to the back of that dragon pit in range for the men that Alternate still had alive, but doesn't really matter at the end of the day. 3-3 now in kills. Alternate, though, still holding a 1,700 gold lead. And
we might see another fight break out around this dragon because both teams are back here. We don't have ultimates available for everyone just yet. ForellenLord obviously has his available. Nukeduck has his as well. And it's going to come down to what team feels more confident here. Mithy doesn't have his ultimate, which was so crucial in that last fight. And they're just going to dance around this.
That silence as well, we should probably mention that one. We talked about the fear already and the ultimate from Mithy coming in, but that group silence can be a real pain for Alternate once things start to kick off here, but there's definitely a lot of pressures. We are going to see Araneae, he goes charging out towards Nukeduck, actually going to get knocked up in the air, and they turn around and Lemondogs say, go on, you chase the Fizz and we'll try and pick up the dragon. Not quite got the damage to finish that off quick enough there though.
The thing is, they need Fizz, they need that threat, they need that fish to come in and really kind of save them here, and Alternate now, they're going for it here. Mithy does get clawed, And the thing is, they're going to end up resetting it as well. Kerp's not in a great position, and they're going to go in.
Yeah, Mithy going very low from this one. He is dead. It's WhiteKnight that picks up that one as well as Zorozero using his ulti on himself. Chain of Corruption comes away, but Zorozero could actually be in a lot of trouble right now. He's got Kerp right there in front of him. Fizz did manage to get one onto Araneae in the end, and they're still coming around. They've got a strange position going on right now as Lemondogs on the blue side of the map, alternate on the red side, and they try and finally now go up towards that Fizz position. Tabzz has still got full HP though.
Yeah, and it looks like Nukeduck, he's just waiting for his ultimate to come off cooldown, but ultimate, they're gonna back away quick enough. And yeah, you're very right. That was a 1-for-2, and that was the most awkward fight I've seen in a long time. But people just spreading out on both sides, fighting on all fronts. And in the end, Lemondogs trying to sneak away Dragon, but they're standing on top of wards and also keep them off of it. This Dragon is really baiting in a lot of fights.
Yep. He's certainly creating a lot of commotion on this bottom lane, rightly so, because this game is so close right now that a Dragon is really either going to give alternate a big spike or bring Lemondogs right back into it on that front. Jree here just waiting over the side, and he's going to try and have a go at this. Araneae, he's got his ultimate available, and he's going to go in there. Is he going to be able to steal? No, not quite. Took the lantern out of there. Didn't lose his life at least, but wasn't able to pick it up. Good, solid pickup, though, for the Lemondogs.
Yeah, very good try by Araneae, too. I mean, I was like, how's he going to get in? Let's use his ultimate. I completely forgot about that Thresh lantern, but Dexter being able to outsmite him right there, was able to save. Araneae didn't even use his smite in the end right there, so he didn't actually get to knock it down, but so great job by Dexter to secure it, because we've seen in past games how important it is to go for the objective and make sure you can take the objective. We've seen too many games where teams can steal it with a piercing arrow, steal it with a howling gale out of Janna in some games in North America, and it's a great job by him to really lock that down.
So back into a more passive farming game we're going by the looks of things. Kerp, compared to Zorozero's Rise, currently has a solid CS lead on him. Got a kill advantage as well as with those 4 assists, not died up until now. Currently got the Chalice, the Blasting Wand, and that Negatron Cloak. Looking like he's going to go up to Abyssal Scepter first.
And keep in mind, he was actually behind in CS compared to Zorozero, but now he's been able to take a giant lead because he's been non-stop farming. And Kerp, you know, he really excels at that. He's done it on champions like Shen, he does it on Lissandra, and as long as he can keep farming away, which in the past, we've seen so many games where teams forget about Zorozero when he's playing Rise, they take like his turret, they leave him alone, he ends up farming up so much that he becomes this dominating force late game, but right now, they're eliminating that possibility, and they're doing a great job of it.
So let's compare the mid laners. You saw the pings coming down there. I think that was Nukeduck saying to Mithy, get ready, you're going to dive over this wall if they come anywhere near this turret. I'm just waiting inside of that tri-bush. No vision of it for alternate, which kind of tells them that they may not push too far on this one. As Jree is going to go too far. Here comes Mithy straight over the top. The fear comes in. Jree's going to try and get away from this, but he will go down to Nukeduck. Rest of the team following in. There is Kerp knocked up in the air. That's going to slow him down, but the claw comes across. There's a shockwave as well, and Lemondogs are being ripped to shreds here on that tri-bush area. Dexter falls as well, and that will be a 2-for-1. Good turnaround from alternate. They might even get number 3. Kerp does chase down Mithy.
And that home guarded teleport out of Kerp completely caught me off guard, but caught Lemondogs off guard. Ridiculous. He was so fast, but unfortunately for him, he was caught by that Fizz ultimate Tabzz. In the meantime, he's trying to push, he's trying to apply pressure in this middle lane, trying to go for that inner turret, but ForellenLord's there to stop it. In the meantime, rest of alternate, they're pushing the bottom inner turret.
Yep, pushing in for that one, and tell you what, Zorozero's not escaping this one either. He might take one with him. No, not quite. Done enough damage there with the Ignite as well for Araneae to go down, and that will be 3-2 in turrets, 9-5 in kills, and look at that gold lead, stretching out to 4,000 now.
Yeah, not as big as we've seen in the past with some other games, but that is a very strong lead considering how this game's been going back and forth between Alternate and Lemondogs, especially around that Dragon, which fortunately isn't available this time to lure in some fights, but Lemondogs, they still have a strong fighting chance. Look where their kills are currently. They've got 2 over to Nukeduck, so he has that extra damage, he has the Lichbane with that. You look over at Tabzz, he does have 2 kills himself. He actually hasn't died just yet, has that Bloodthirster Last Whisper combo, so they have a great separation of kills, but over an Alternate side, they've got 5 onto WhiteKnight, which can be a good or bad thing. But then again, luckily for the whole team, they have 2 kills over to ForellenLord. They have 2 kills over to Kerp. So they've been able to distribute it quite well, and they're going to have a lot of damage to deal.
Yep, already got that Glacial Shroud, Mura Mana, or Man Immune as it actually is right now. Not stacked up, of course, and that Blade of the Ruin King. So headed straight up in towards Blue Ezreal territory, and now it looks like they want to take down another turret here on the top lane.
Yeah, the thing is, like, whenever they know Mithy's ultimate is not available, they should force fights because Mithy, I mean, obviously, he's not building AP, but he still does a lot of damage. Fiddlesticks' just base numbers are very good on that ultimate, and they just want to make sure that they can fight, or they should fight when whenever it isn't available. Ultimate right now, they're actually heading towards middle, and Araneae, was trying to go in for Nukeduck. They actually might push middle here.
ForellenLord there just getting a little bit cheeky on towards Tabzz, but he's got Fizz coming down towards that bottom area. I think he actually went over a pink ward from that, so they know exactly where Nukeduck is right now, and they may even try to go for something in this mid lane. They need to be careful though. Kerp actually getting isolated from the rest of the team. Can he get away? Room Prison comes in, uses his ultimate on himself, and they're going to try and get away. He flashes. He survived it.
What? And now Nukeduck's in trouble.
Yeah, he's in all kinds of trouble. ForellenLord will finish that one off. The box from Jree really helping. That's now a 5 versus 4. They may be able to get this turret.
They should be able to, definitely. We have Mithy. His ultimate is available, but it'd be a very risky move for him to go in there. He's very close to hitting that level 11, having that rank 2 ultimate, but without Nukeduck for follow-up, without Zorozero to really help out, it's going to be very hard for them to pull something around. And you see, Mithy, he invested into an Oracle relatively early on because he knows if he doesn't have control of vision, he's not going to be useful in these fights.
So alternate have Kerp now pushing that top lane out as well. He's got good wave with him. There's no one in the immediate vicinity. This is going to be that 4th turret picked up for alternate. And he's just going to escape with that one. Let the minions do his dirty work to finish that one off. But his minion lead is also just getting bigger in there. That Abyssal Scepter now finished off. See what he picks up. Needlessly large rod on his trip home.
And you saw how much Lemondogs committed to killing Kerp alone right there, and they still weren't able to close that one out. He ate the ultimate out of Lee Sin. He ate lockdown out of Zorozero. He ate a lot of damage just overall. Even the fear and silence out of Mithy, and he still was able to escape. Araneae trying to come from the side, deny that blue, but isn't able to. And with the Abyssal, with that chalice, with the Needlessly Large Rod coming in for Kerp, I mean, he did quite a bit of damage even before he escaped.
You can see there though that Nukeduck on top of that Lich Bane now has his Zhonya's finished off. So we'll see what he manages to do with this one. Ooh, Jree getting a bit out of position from that one. Still wants to try and get the hook as they go in. Tabzz getting completely caught out of position. Gets feared back in, throws down the Chain of Corruption, but he is going to die from this one. Or is he? They're not following up onto him here. There they go. Kerp coming around the back. Dexter being shredded down. That's 2 kills. Can they get any more? They turn around towards Zorozero. Mithy trying to get away. Fizz is on the tri-bush, but alternate don't want it. They want Dragon.
And they're just taking this game step at a time. Kerp did go down, but they don't care. They got those 2 kills. They're going to go for Dragon off this, it looks like, as they're setting up with that Oracle with these wards, and they're just slowly increasing their gold lead over time. And Lemondogs, they need to make some sort of great play happen if they want to have hopes of really trying to force this into a longer game.
Hook almost catching Fisherman Fizz. Be quite an ironic death for him, that, wouldn't it? His alternate back away. Kerp obviously dying from that last one. We'll see what he brings in next time around. Obviously did pick up that needlessly large rod last time in, and well, that's just the beauty of the Lissandra and the fact that you can cast that ultimate on yourself, because he kind of negated the need for a Zhonya's in that scenario. Even though he was completely isolated, he could lock people down, he could do the damage while the rest of his team catch up, and he's not dying.
Yeah, the amount of time you have there is just ridiculous. I mean, if you do get the Zhonya's on top of that, it's like 2.5 seconds or a little bit longer than that, and he's still building up very tanky. He still has a lot of damage, and ForellenLord even, I'm surprised he invested into his Zhonya's this early on, but obviously he wants to be able to escape that fish coming out of Fizz. He doesn't want to get locked down by that, because if it happens, he's going to get knocked up, he's going to get feared, he's going to get silenced, he's going to get Rune Prison by Zorozero, so he wants to be able to have that escape mechanism.
So we've just seen Runic Bulwark now being collected up by Araneae on Hecarim. And that Zhonya's is there for Orianna as well. Got Haunting Geyser and also got an Elixir here.
Yeah, so it looks like they might want to force something really soon. They do have that Oracle still. They don't really think they have the team to take down Baron quickly, but they might want to force a fight. And, you know, with the cooldown reduction you get from that, with the extra ability power you get, he'll have that max CDR, and he will be really hard to deal with. He'll have quite a bit of damage. I'm just waiting to see exactly where he's going to go, because they're setting up towards this top side. They want to take another inner turret, but Lemondogs, they're walking through their own jungle without any vision.
Yeah, dangerous play. Certainly this top side has gotten on right now as Dexter kind of edging in. There's the hook thrown out by Jree trying to get Zorozero. Didn't quite reach him though. He was out of range from that one, but here come alternate in towards that turret. Actually, Fizz is down on the bottom lane. Kerp has just gone back, and he has teleport available.
Yeah, they could go for this dive very easily.
And he's got Zhonya's now.
Yeah, that'll make it even worse, because now Araneae, he's going for the fight here, or at least just to scare them away. They have the damage to take this turret down, and we do have Kerp teleporting in with those home guards, and Lemondogs, this can be very hard for you to really defend because you still have Nukeduck bottom lane.
Yeah, Nukeduck is going to be pushing with that Lich Bane, but honestly, inner for an outer turret, that's not the trade that they're going to want. Question is whether Nukeduck can actually push that one further. Alternate getting that one. They're going to keep going here.
And looks like Nukeduck will back away first. The chicken ended up working over in Alternate's favor, and they should be able to get some good damage onto the turret before they go. And Jree, with that Oracle, is able to take control of Vision on their side and deny it away from Lemondogs, but the same thing on Mithy's side for this. And we could see, honestly, Lemondogs, they can win this fight. All they need is just to lock down one member of Alternate, maybe dodge the ultimate coming out of ForellenLord, and you will have a 5-on-4 fight that you can win.
Well, let's see. Very tense moment in the game, especially for Lemondogs here. They know that a good fight could end up bringing them close. So this one is Mithy going to get in there. Kerp using his ultimate on himself there, which really didn't offer what it should have into that Fizz. Going to use his Zhonya's Hourglass as well. There's a shockwave at the back. Gets 3 of them. Nukeduck going to die, but look at Alternate being ripped to pieces. Only Kerp survives that one. It's a triple kill coming out for Fizz.
That Earth getting revenge right there. I think it was a triple just from that alone, and that is the damage that Nukeduck currently has, and all because he's been able to farm this entire game without being stopped at all by Araneae, and with his items like a Zhonya's, a Lich Bane, a Void Staff, he just tore through them. And just like we were saying, Lemondogs, just because they're at their inhibitor turret right now, they can easily win these fights as long as they pull it off perfectly, and they just did.
Well, that's the thing, you know, Mithy, when they've got no vision of him, it's easy for him to charge up his ultimate there and just jump straight over the wall. That really got things started. Kerp using the ulti on himself while he's got Zhonya's, not really helping.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate because if he locked down Nukeduck, like that's been the whole goal of them the entire time, is that if you hit Nukeduck, if you pretty much make that Playful Trickster go on cooldown, they're going to burst him down right away, and with his damage gone, you won't see plays like that happen again.
So, what comes up next? Baron obviously not really even come into the question at all yet in this game, 30 minutes in. And as I say that, Lemondogs are preparing stuff. They've got that Oracle to clear things out. There's a True Shot Barrage actually going over towards Blue Buff. Nukeduck gets hit with that one. Rest of the team are coming around here. Nukeduck needs to be very, very careful. They're going to go into him on this one, but can they lock him out? Nope, not quite. ForellenLord just used his Shockwave in the mid lane, which he didn't mean to do.
I'm gonna look at that just to make sure.
I think he planned it in some way, shape or form. He actually didn't have the range on it. I think he thought he was going to get more from it from now on. So, you know, that Shockwave going to be down for a little while. Not the biggest cooldown in the world, though, so we can forgive him for that one.
It definitely isn't, but that is a key for Lemondogs. Like, maybe we can force something right now because that's like a part of their whole combo, the whole ball delivery system with that Hecarim, and looks like they're not going to really go for anything just yet, but at least gives them some free time to farm up, get some major items completed, and really kind of make sure to get what they need. Because Zorozero, I mean, he's against double AP. They have the Runic Bulwark coming on Dexter. He has a Spirit Visage, so he's going to be extremely tanky against this alternate lineup. And you do see WhiteKnight, though, he has that Iceborne Gauntlet, so he has the ability to kite really easily against Nukeduck.
It certainly does. And alternate now fighting for control of this middle area. Mithy just off to the side there with his Fiddlesticks, maybe hoping to catch someone in range to fear them and let the rest of his team actually jump in on top of it. We've got a 5,000 gold lead right now for alternate, which is not a massive amount. As we saw in that last fight, Lemondogs, if things go well for them, they can win these 5v5s.
Yeah, definitely. And with 15 seconds left on Dragon, that might be the next point of a major team fight breaking out, where if you get alternate stuck in that pit, you get that ultimate coming out of Fizz to lock them down, you're going to knock them all up. You're going to do a ridiculous amount of damage like we just saw in that previous fight. But alternate, it looks like they don't necessarily want to go for that. They want to make sure they might want to make sure they don't have a mistake like that happen again top lane. They want to make sure they can win these fights flat out because they need this victory.
Oh, Hawk goes through there from Jree. Max range in towards that bush, even collecting the souls there as well that dropped from the Wraiths earlier on with his Lantern. And they now finally do back off and decide, you know what, let's go Dragon. The problem that they have is Lemondogs are going to try and maybe call their bluff here and push middle out.
They're kind of hesitant right now. Looks like they actually will come down towards Dragon, but the thing is, also they're spread out, out, everywhere.
Yeah, agree with you on that one, Jason. They were spread up and out, but they didn't. They decided not to push down that middle lane here. Alternate picking up the third dragon. They're not going to be punished for that one with positional play out of Lemondogs. Blue buff is going to be picked up here as well for ForellenLord. So let's have a look at some of the other items that have come in here recently. We got the Spirit Visage now done for Rise. On the other side, that Athene's Unholy Grail is going to be started or finished up soon here for ForellenLord. No, for Kerp, only Sandra. And as I say that, he's going to get finished off. So, extra bit of power on that front. We'll see if they do decide to battle around this Baron area. And that's the thing right now. These teams sitting into the kind of lull time in the game, which is not particularly entertaining to watch, but at the end of the day, these guys are all super, super close. And one mistake, as we saw earlier on, one great move or one mistake can throw you off your game, and with how close it is, who knows what that's going to cost you actually come the end of these 9 weeks.
Yeah, it's really all about strategy right now. It's also trying to set up an advantageous fight. It's the same thing for Lemondogs, where they're trying to control, really their own jungle. And during this little bit of a lull we're having, I was thinking back to, well, actually, I'll say that thought for a little bit later, as it looks like Nukeduck, he potentially wants to go in for engage on the backside here, and if he can catch maybe Kerp, maybe ForellenLord, maybe even WhiteKnight, they can make a play, and he's going to go in here.
Yeah, Dexter going in on towards Kerp. Here comes Fizz from the back, and Mithy's charging up his ultimate. They're going to go in for this one. Jree actually is going to pull Nukeduck into that one. He's down to half HP, and not too much damage coming across, but there is Earth coming out. Araneae down to half health, but, well, and not a lot happened, but they're still going for it. Finally, they do dive in, and there is the damage they were looking for. Shockwave comes down, and it's right now going to be a 1-for-1 scenario. A shutdown comes finally in on towards Fizz. Kerp flashes away. Zorozero picks that one up. They're still going to keep going. Araneae dies to Tabzz. WhiteKnight getting locked up. Can he get away from this one? He's feared. Double kill coming out for Tabzz, and that's 4 men down for alternate.
And just like you were saying, I mean, any team can really win this fight, and if you do lose that fight, you're going to lose a lot more than that. Looks like Lemondogs are actually going to go for Baron off the back of this, but that fight was ridiculous. You saw Nukeduck, he was weaving in and out. He wanted to go for the fight, and when he knew ForellenLord's Zhonya's was down, he decided to go in, but right when he did, right when he landed off of his playful Trickster, Jree got an amazing pull onto him to just stop him from doing any more damage, and that fight, I mean, it should have been a complete ace for Lemondogs if that hook didn't land out of Jree, but still, they're going to lose Baron. They lost a lot of gold, a lot of people, which translates to a lot of gold for Lemondogs, and they're going to come back even stronger.
Yeah, they're still behind in gold overall now, though. Well, look at that. 3,000 for Varus to go home and spend. Add into the Bloodthirster last whisper that he's already got here, with the Infinity Edge finished off. And Tabzz 517, WhiteKnight on the other side 527. The CS is within 10 of each other. That's such a close matchup right now. We see Quicksilver Sash being picked up by WhiteKnight.
Yeah, this game really can't get any closer at this point. That's some hefty gold for Nukeduck. He just picked up, clearing out the entire two or three waves grouped up. Right now, I mean, they have Baron. What are they going to do off of it, though? It's all up to that, because we've seen teams earlier on today, even throughout the weekend, they can take Baron, but they don't make big plays happen off of it. And Lemondogs, they need to make sure all their cooldowns are up. They need to make sure they fight in a position where they know they can win it, as you just saw. Looking for that blue one?
Kerp.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So he's at the blues, at the extra cooldown reduction. He's going to have that max CDR, but, I mean, this fight, it was an open area where Lemondogs, I mean, well, both teams in the end want to fight in an enclosed area, but for Lemondogs, going for the engage from the backside with Fizz, you want them grouped up. You want that ultimate to hit multiple people, and yet he only hit one, and that was the tank, and yet they still came out very far ahead.
Look at this, going in now on towards that inner turret. Decent clear coming out. It's a true shot barrage, though, that was used to really achieve that one. The inner turrets are up across the entire map right now for alternate. So Lemondogs still got quite a lot of work to do to actually get to the position that alternate are in.
Yeah, they really do. And right now, Jree, he does have an Oracle on him. So pretty much, even if they do have to fall back to their base and Lemondogs try to go for a push on the inhibitor turret, they're going to run into the problem of the vision, where Mithy, he wants to have that vision denial to get in there and use that ultimate, wants to be able to see where they are to land the nice fierce silence, which he did previously against ForellenLord, but he won't have that ability to. So Lemondogs, looks like they might just back away, might just try to split push a little bit.
So, bit of a timing Baron there coming in, the fact that they just won a big fight. Obviously, you take Baron straight after that. They're probably not quite feeling confident enough to be doing too much with that one, though. At this stage, we have seen another couple of items coming into this one. Rabadon's Death Cap finished off by ForellenLord. Spirit Visage for Araneae coming out as well. And obviously just before that, the Infinity Edge for Tabzz' Varus.
Yeah, so a lot of items being accrued right now. A lot of damage is built up for both these teams, where they have the potential to burst someone down very quickly. The thing is, also, 2 people with Zhonya's. You have Kerp, who has the ultimate as well on top of that. You have Zhonya's on a Nukeduck, so you cannot really burst down these targets. And with that QSS on WhiteKnight, he might be able to survive the burst that Nukeduck can put out, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
I think it's going to be very close. We saw it in that last fight at the top where they didn't quite manage an ace there either, but they got destroyed by Nukeduck after he came out from that Zhonya. So he's going to get this blue buff here as well. And in the meantime, Alternate have been just trying to keep this middle wave especially as pushed as hard as they possibly can. The top wave has pushed all the way back to almost mid-map, as has the bottom as well. So that's good news for Alternate. That means that they've got a little bit more time, and for now it's about wasting that Baron buff as much as they can that Lemondogs have.
Yeah, exactly. It's what have Lemondogs accomplished with that Baron buff. And I mean, you can look at it 2 ways. One, they haven't accomplished anything. But the other side of that is they took it away from Alternate. They prevented Alternate from having the ability to take it, and from that, they got a lot of extra gold. They got a buff that can make it so they could teamfight if they need to, and it helps keep them in the game, helps give them a little bit of an edge.
So we're close to 40 minutes into this game now. 5-3 and Turret still in favor of Alternate. We've just seen their Dragon done as well by Lemondogs, which will bring that close. But honestly, we're getting to that point in the game where item slots are starting to all be filled up.
Yeah, and we're only 39 minutes in. Usually it takes a little bit longer than this before people get those 6 item builds, but we have a decent amount of kills throughout the game. You have a lot of farm throughout the game, and look at Nukeduck right now. He finished off the death cap. That's just so much damage that he could even burst down Araneae, I think, with a full combo, because he doesn't have that much magic resist built up. And it's coming to that point where if you're out of position by a hair, the other team will take advantage of that, and your respawn time will be so long that they can take a lot of objectives on you. They can really knock you out of the game right then.
So, wards down as well on that top side, which is a job that they've done well here, Lemondogs. Bottom side is as well, but I saw Alternate just trying to gain a little bit of that vision back from that side. Well, we've come into that point in the game where really neither team dares push too hard.
And it looks like Alternate are the ones to try to go for a fight here. They know where Nukeduck is, and they're going to potentially make a play right there. But Nukeduck, he's done phenomenally well in terms of just positioning. He's gotten behind the entire lineup of Alternate and really forced pincer fight quite a few times, and that's all due to Mithy with his Oracle, but he goes in with his ultimate.
And Fizz is going to be coming from this backside. Nukeduck is going to get spotted though. Alternate were ready for it this time around. He's going to put his ulti onto ForellenLord, who Zonya's the entire damage. True Shot Barrage comes across. Nukeduck actually, is he going to come back in? Jree's going to die. Araneae dives in. Here comes Nukeduck from the side. Shockwave comes down from ForellenLord. There's the Zonyas from Kerp. WhiteKnight still on full health. ForellenLord blown up there by Nukeduck. He uses his Zonyas. That's right now a 3-for-0 here for Lemondogs, and they're going to keep going for more. Araneae trying to get away, but you don't get away from Fisherman Fizz. Nukeduck picks up the double kill, and they can push down and maybe even have that inhibitor away here.
That was just a ridiculous fight because of Nukeduck alone. He single-handedly won that fight for one reason and one reason only. He just sat in the back. He made 4 members of Alternate focus on him the entire time, and then one member of Alternate would just move up to the front, and the rest of Lemondogs would just close in on him. He landed his ultimate on ForellenLord, but he's like, all right, that's fine. You popped your Zonias. Now you're susceptible to being blown up right away. And they went through with that, coming out with those 4 kills, coming out with an inhibitor. They're looking solid to lock down this game.
The funny thing is from this as well, they knew what Nukeduck was going to do. The entire time they waited for Nukeduck to come around the back. They tried to get him out of the fight, but he can make up so much ground there that he's able to get in. Yes, ForellenLord mitigated that entire damage from his ultimate, but you saw that he doesn't even need it to kill ForellenLord in the grand scheme of things. He just chased him down, finished that one off, and now finally Lemondogs have the gold lead.
And the thing is, I was trying to touch on a point right before that fight broke out, was the fact that Mithy, with his oracles he's been investing in, he cleared all that vision, as you're currently seeing. Like, there was no vision for Alternate to see Nukeduck coming in from the back, so they didn't get to prepare for the fight until they actually saw him, which they weren't in a position they wanted to fight in. And because of that, I mean, they have a strong chance in this game. Baron's gonna be up in about 5 seconds, but Lemondogs are already heading over here, and this might be a desperation Baron out of Alternate.
Oh, ward put down. They know that Alternate are there now, and can't see Alternate really being able to pick this one up or really daring to start off that Baron here too much.
Yeah, there's no way, not with a Fizz who has this much damage. He's sitting at 673 AP right now, and when Baron gives you an magic amplification debuff on you, he will blow you up even easier when he's already doing it quite easily. So now, Lemondogs, it's pretty much their game to lose in terms of they can bait out Baron for a long time. They have that middle inhibitor down. Someone on Alternate has to defend against those Nexus turrets. And Lemondogs, I mean, with how this game started, I never would have thought that they would have gotten back in this game like that.
Now doing so well with this one, and Kerp has to be careful. He's got his ultimate, he's got his Zhonya's, but he can't afford to really be using those right now as the claw comes out and he says, no, not a chance. I am not getting involved with that one. You're going to have to come chasing me if you want it. The thing is, he can't leave him alone here.
Yeah, exactly, because he can split push really quickly with that Lich Bane, and right now Araneae is trying to make a play happen on this top side, but he's all by himself, and no one can 1v1 Nukeduck anymore. So they have to give up these turrets, and they have to send more than one person at him, but once you do that, that moment that happens, Lemondogs will take that Baron buff on you, they will take another turret on you, and they will punish you.
Nukeduck going to be stealing away the red buff here. Just taking it around the corner to a bit more safety. It's alternate. Just push out a little bit just to check what's going on outside of that Baron pit. Nukeduck here is keeping that up, just staying inside of the jungle, holding his position to cause the surprises, which have really been in those last two big fights his real saving grace, and one of the reasons why Lemondogs have come out so strong. But look at this, they're grouping up, they're going bomb.
Yeah, they're trying to go for Kerp here. He's being smart, he's backing away, so they won't be able to get him, but still, they should be able to get that turret quite easily. And look what Lemondogs are doing. I mean, they got the last Baron. They feel pretty confident right now, but they're not going to push their luck. They're not going to try to go for a second one. They don't want to give alternate that opportunity to steal it away from them, because with that fear, with the Aura on a combo, Dexter won't be able to actually physically smite.
Turret dead in pretty much 2 seconds there as well. And that stopped alternate from going in for that one. Look at Nukeduck. He is preparing for an assault. Kerp, though, not going to fall for it, though. Not going to go back. Of course, super minions were coming down that middle lane. We're at 45 minutes almost of this matchup. And still, it's hard to call. Although those last team fights have looked good for Lemondogs, all it takes is bad positioning or for alternate to catch out that Fizz before he can put down all of his damage.
Yeah, I mean, you look back at how this game was going before, where Lemondogs, they were on the back foot for the entire time, but one little misstep by alternate caused them to get back in the game. And with still how strong alternate is with their whole combo, with how much damage they have, the same thing can happen for them very easily. So we're seeing Nukeduck pick up the dragon because he can. And alternate, I mean, they're trying to get vision, trying to get control over this Baron pit. Oh, Mithy.
Mithy actually does get the fear down there. Is Nukeduck going to go in for this one? See ForellenLord using his Quicksilver Sashes. Araneae starts to run around as well. They can't quite get in. Mithy's going to go for this one. Nukeduck coming in from the side. Where's the ultimate coming down? Mithy goes low. Dexter is in. Chain of Corruption goes down. It's a little bit messy as a Shockwave is going to pull Tabzz out from this. Nukeduck has not done anything just yet, but now he finally gets involved. There's the kill. Kerp tries to get away, but he's nuked by Zorozero, and now the chase begins as Nukeduck tries to get in there. Decides in the end, can't quite chase him down. Let's turn and burn for Baron.
And you saw the amazing ultimate came out of Nukeduck. It wasn't the right target he wanted to hit. I mean, it went on a Kerp, but the fact was, even when Kerp Zhonya's did, it still hit WhiteKnight. It still dropped him low. It still made him play very defensive. And Lemondogs, and looks like Jree, looks like the rest of Ultimate are trying to go for a steal here. They have to be very careful.
Yeah, there goes Nukeduck, and he's going to come out, pulls out the Zhonyas, and then he's going to bring out the damage. Actually gets away from that one. WhiteKnight, though, joining into it. He's going to have to barrier. They need to try and lock him down. He's doing good damage, but he is going to get finished off. There is the ace for Lemondogs, setting up the trap in Baron, and now they can take it.
And they have a giant lead. I mean, they're sitting up 4,000 gold. I say giant at 46 minutes in, but considering they've been down this entire game, that is a huge lead for them. They should be able to easily take this Baron. And honestly, with this gold that they have, I mean, you have right now Tabzz sitting on 2,000 gold. You have Zorozero sitting on 2,000 gold, 1,000 on Dexter. They can buy up, they can push. And one thing we didn't even touch on was the fact that ForellenLord, he invested in a QSS because he realized, like, crap, I can't deal with Mithy's CC. I can't deal with the damage that Nukeduck puts out. I can't deal with being locked down by Chain of Corruption or a Rune Prison.
That was it. He actually he QSS out the fear when that was going on, that first bit of the fight. So that's what he used it for at first, and you could see Nukeduck almost itching to jump on top. He's like, can I throw my ulti yet? Can I do that? No, not just yet. So right now, 23-15, Lemondogs with the kill lead. And Araneae needs to be very careful here. And it's a Banshee's Veil now on top of Nukeduck as well. That's going to protect him from, well, it depends, obviously, with the Banshee's Veil. It depends how they go about it. If they don't pop it before they go in, he could survive one of the big chunks, whether that be a Shockwave here or just a simple Mystic Shot from Ezreal. That depends. And he comes down towards this bottom in turret. Top still has an inner turret on it, though.
To me, though, I mean, with the gold lead they have, with how late it is in the game, there's no point in really going for that just at all. I mean, considering you have that open inhibitor, which Lemondogs are still very hesitant to go for, because they know how strong ulti it still is. They want this position. Jree, it might come up to like a pole that you land that locks someone down, and oh, that actually might have been a decent engagement because Mithy was staying right on top of that. But the downside for Lemondogs, sorry Joe, is that you can't ulti easily with Fiddlesticks. You have to bait them into your the back line of your team before you can fully use that, because you can't do it right in their plain view or they're going to interrupt you.
Or somewhere like that, clear out the wards and jumps. Surprise over the wall. That inhibitor still alive somehow, even though a lot of the team actually ended up losing that. You can see that Dexter has picked up double Negatron cloaks. Wants that power now, basically, or not really the power, but the defense right now. Gets hit once again, and that is the inhib back down. So the Super Minion's going to start rolling out once again. Can they take this bottom inhibitor turret as well? It was pushed up a little bit earlier on, and there is Mithy just waiting over the side.
I think this might be the fight coming up that determines how the game's going to go, because now Mithy, he has that position to finally use that ultimate correctly, well, the way he wants to. But also, they do have good poke with WhiteKnight. I mean, with that blue, violet, whatever you want to call it build that he went, he can do a lot of AoE damage. He can do a lot of great escapes. But right now, I mean, you have Nukeduck. He's split off by himself. He's going to split push. He's going to keep this minion wave pushed in. And right now, no one else can deal with it.
Man, Dexter himself so very tanky. That runic bulwark in there. Got Xerath's Embrace. One of the Ancients now in there on Rise, as well as that Void Staff and his Rod of Ages from what feels like an hour ago by now. And it is almost 50 minutes into this game, and we saw after that last fight, over a minute spawn times. One fight is going to decide this one either way. I mean, alternate themselves, they could push up this middle. A minute is a long time in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it really is. Depending on the outcome of the fight, if they have all 5 members available, they probably could just straight up win it. Even if they just have a couple of, they could take an inhibitor turret and inhibitor and even things out. But here we go. It looks like Mithy, he's set up. He wants to go for that ultimate over the wall. Nukeduck's in position to attack him from the side here, Joe, and this is going to be the fight coming up to end the game.
Mithy getting ready. He's got an elixir burning. Is he going to make the jump over the wall? Just waiting for that perfect moment to get in there. Lemondogs still very, very cautious about this. They've not really done much damage to that turret.
And the thing is, if they're going to fight, they need to do it now because their Baron buff is just taking away, and we do have it going.
Here we go. They're going to go for it. Mithy getting right in there as we see Dexter go to the back as well. Where is Fizz? He's going to be coming down from the top side, but look at that. Lemondogs forced to run here as they lose Dexter. Araneae gets popped in the air. Mithy manages to pick up that kill. That leaves us at a 1-for-1. Are they going to feel confident enough? Mithy gets pulled in by the shockwave. WhiteKnight going to go for him, but Zorozero still at full HP. There is the Zhonya's coming out, and now comes Fizz into the side. Nukeduck will have to Zhonya's. They get another one on towards Jree. Can they keep going? Nukeduck slowed down by Ezreal as that inhibitor is now going to fall. WhiteKnight and Kerp are the 2 men left standing here. Zorozero still healthy, puts another blast down onto WhiteKnight, and they're backing off.
In the meantime, there's an inhibitor actually going down towards his top, so we see Kerp, he was going to teleport in to try to stop their backing, but they're not going to be able to get that inhibitor from that mini wave. But what a fight coming out of Lemondogs. Nukeduck sitting so healthy the entire time, and Dexter, he went into the backline, he went in super deep, but the thing was, it didn't matter. He just wanted to get back there to blow some cooldowns out of ulti, to blow the Zhonya's, to get rid of the QSS's, and it worked out flawlessly.
So they head back home once again.
Mithy just bought double oracles, so he bought one to use now, and bought one to use later, assuming they're going to be outside their base that long.
And then sold it again. Why not? if you buy 2 oracles right now, you might just want to get rid of it at this point. Just thinking, I don't plan to die in this one again. Even if I do, the rest of my team are going to finish the game. Exactly. So let's sell it and get what we can on the wards there. Scimitar picked up as well here for Varus. That is now both AD carries at 6 items. Mid laners in a similar position. Top laners, Rise is there. Not quite too far away is Kerp. And this is just going to be one big, massive fight, and then it's going to be over. The question is when?
And the question is what team's going to win it?
Well, yeah.
We don't even know that answer. And right now, Zorozero, there's an item we picked up that we didn't talk about too much, and I believe we're going to have a little bit of time while Lemondogs is pushing that top side, is that Will of the Ancients. So he benefits a couple of members of his team. My Mithy, he's going to get extra spell vent from that when he already has it from his W. You do see, oh, he's going to go in for the pull there, but not unfortunately going to hit it. And then also Nukeduck, who has so much burst, when he does do some damage, if he's down to half health, he's going to heal it up almost instantly. And you saw Zorozero in that last fight. He was pretty much full health the entire time because of that spell vamp. And Lemondogs are taking this very slowly. They want to make sure... Oh, Mithy.
Yeah, Mithy actually gonna ulti in there. He wanted a party, but he wasn't invited, and they're not able to get over for that one as Kerp dives in. Oh, Tabzz is going to get exploded from this one. They got the turret as Nukeduck does bring one back there, but it's Hecarim who got the kill before. Right now, 1v1. There's a shockwave coming out from ForellenLord. He's very low, though. It's going to be Dexter going down, but both Mithy and the rest of the team actually coming in. Nukeduck is going to go on towards Kerp. He'll use his Zhonya's, but he's dead after that. That's a triple kill. Only 2 men left alive. Araneae is running back to base. WhiteKnight is going back to base as well. The super minions, though, are all over these Nexus turrets like a rash. The first one has gone down, and this is going to be a victory for the Lemondogs. An absolutely brilliant game here. Nukeduck actually on the Nexus itself. Zorozero actually going for a few more kills from this one as the Nexus finally does get focused down. Lemondogs beat Alternate, and we have that big tie at the top of the table.
And Lemondogs coming back from the brink of a loss, too, because Alternate had control for the entire game, and look at them. They don't even believe that they came back from that, and Nukeduck, completely the MVP as the crowd are saying we are not worthy. And Lemondogs, that has to feel great, especially for Mithy, who even said in the video he doesn't get recognized when he walks around the venue, but to have the crowd treat him like that, that has to feel amazing. That's got to be such a cool feeling for him.
Yeah, that's definitely a Mithy who now has a lot more fans than when he came here at the start of this weekend, obviously from neighboring island Gran Canaria as well. But what a game to end our tournament, or our weekend here in Tenerife. A 54-minute game. It took a while to hit the end, but when we did, my gosh, was it amazing. Let's get over to Demon and Freak, though, to wrap that one up.
Yeah, what a fantastic, fantastic match to end here in Tenerife. Really brilliant performance by both teams. Alternate, they had such a great start, such a great lead, but Lemondogs just turned it around on their heads once again.
Yeah.
And it was all about, and you know, Mithy, you're talking about him there, he was kind of the start of the fight a number of times, just sort of like distracting. It's like, I'm here, I'm doing a crow storm, I'm going to do everything to distract you, focus me, and then he'd run away, and then the real damage would come.
Yeah, he was the core initiator. You look at their lineup, Varus, Lee Sin, Ryze, and the Fizz. None of those are really going to start the fight easily. It's hard for Lee Sin to get in there. Dexter wasn't all that tanky, so it was on Mithy to wear an Oracle, sweep out the ward, say, I can crow storm over this wall, and I'm going to fear ForellenLord. And it was an incredible team fight here. Nukeduck having to flank around every time, wait for the ideal time to actually go in, while Tabzz and Zorozero, as these hardcore carries, just sit there in the back line saying, if you don't deal with us too, we're going to wipe your team out as well.
Absolutely. Fantastic, fantastic performance. Fantastic match. And it's been the end to a great week, honestly. It does, of course, mean that Araneae is the only Spaniard that loses today, unfortunately, but Mithy, he's going to be very happy. As we saw earlier on, his parents were here when he was getting interviewed. They didn't realize how big of a deal it was until they suddenly see him on this big stage in the front of this big crowd, all cheering for him.
And it's such a great feeling to be there in front of a home crowd. The Spaniards going 3-1 today, and do the math, what, 7-4, 7-5 over the weekend. So yeah, home crowd getting to cheer for their players. Mithy himself doing phenomenally as well, and it's great to see games like that and events like this. I love road shows.
Absolutely. So let's take us through the replay, because it was a big fight, and we believe this was the turning point, really, or one of the turning points. There was quite a few of them in there.
Yeah, let's get it on your screen. This is mid-game here, about 20 minutes in, and Lemondogs are down 5,000 gold, and I want to focus on how they get rid of ForellenLord. So Mithy jumps over the wall, he fears him up, but watch how much effort it takes them to kill him. So fear goes off, ForellenLord gets silenced a little bit as well. Look at how well-timed that silence was, by the way. Then Zhonya's says, okay, sure, the team backs up. Look at that, Lemondogs walks back. They set up for the snipe. The fish comes in. ForellenLord flashes back. Okay, let's just hit Araneae. No, wait, Nukeduck got exhausted. Guys, we'll back out again. Uh-oh, Kerp coming in. No, okay, we'll back out. And then watch this. The jump in, the flash fear into ForellenLord, and the team says go. Nukeduck dives in there, finds some damage. The beautiful hook that Jason talked about stops him for a little bit, but ForellenLord falls down without getting his shockwave off. The shockwave got canceled out. So the re-engage comes in, and look at this, the back line. Tabzz and Zorozero Zorozero. They get away from everyone else. They say, okay, we'll deal with Kerp once Zhonya's ends. And here comes the cleanup potential, because this whole time, the squishy range DPS has not been picked out. They flash forward, they land the attacks. The red buff here from Tabzz lets them chase down Araneae, and they keep on chasing. And then Mithy comes in, the flash rune prison, gets in range for the Terrify. WhiteKnight gets chunked down as well. And the patience of the Lemondogs squad to come in, force the Zhonyas, back out, come back in, he flashes away, and he got exhausted. All right, we'll back out. And then comes back in and gets rid of him before he can shockwave. It's not even ForellenLord's fault. He was not able to act in that team fight.
And it actually shows that Lemondogs is team focused, that they focused on the targets perfectly. So someone clearly is making very good calls in that team to make that all work. Maybe it was Mithy, because he was the one that was starting it all off. He's like, landed a fear, go. And everybody piled straight in. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And that, of course, does mean that there is 4 teams tied for first place now.
There
Four
are
teams.
4 of them at first place, and with a very narrow margin between them, mind you, because we've got, what, a 9-9 for the 5th place teams right there, where you've got the likes of Ninjas in Pajamas, and then 1 game below that is EG and SK, and 1 game below that is Meet Your Makers. The table is still actually very, very close, within 3 to 4 games from first to last, not to mention, of course, that 4-way tie.
Yeah, let's go over to Shock. So she's on the main stage, hanging by with Mithy.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mithy. What an amazing comeback. How did you pull that off?
Bueno, antes que nada, felicitarte por esta pedazo de victoria. Menudo comeback, la verdad es que no sé cómo decir esa palabra en español. ¿Cómo ha sido eso?
Well, we had a very, very bad early game, as one could see, and I don't know, we just kept calm and went for team fights, and yeah, Fiddle is OP, so it turned out well. Nada, tuvimos un early fatal. Bueno, el early nos salió fatal y nada, estábamos un poquito deprimidos. Yo estoy un poquito malo y nada, no tenía muchas ganas de jugar. Y nada, estábamos todos tranquilos, decidimos ir a por teamfights y nada, Fidel está OP, así que ganamos.
About the picks, were you a little surprised that they didn't lock in Lee Sin instantly? Because that's something that Araneae has been saying, I really want to play it.
El pick de Lee Sin le sorprendió el hecho de que Araneae no lo cogiera, porque hemos visto que ha jugado muchísimo con él y normalmente se le veía baneado.
Normally I actually pay attention to picks and bans, but since I said I was already feeling sick, so I really didn't care. I just wanted to pick my champion. I was actually expecting Jree to pick Blitzcrank, and I was really looking forward to it because I want to play Alistar against it since it's my favorite champion, and it didn't turn out that way, but it was good anyway. And yeah, the Lee Sin pick, I guess, yeah, Araneae plays a good Lee Sin, but I wasn't really afraid of it. And it's fine. So, a ver, ¿qué dije? Un momento, espera. Nada, como ya dije que estoy un poco malo, no le hice mucho caso a los picks y bans, solo quería jugar y terminar la partida lo antes posible. Creía que Jree iba a jugar Blitzcrank y me hubiese gustado mucho porque me apetecía jugar Alistar, que es mi personaje favorito. No fue así, jugué Fiddle y nada, en cuanto a la Araneae y Lee Sin, no teníamos mucho miedo y nada, vamos a ver.
You mentioned you're not feeling that well, so we're going to let you go, but not without letting you say thank you to all the people here.
Eso, dejaremos que te vayas, pero no sin antes decirle algo a este pedazo de público.
Yeah, of course, this is the first time I'm actually in an event like this, or actually I was in Sweden, but we lost, so this is the first time I actually win in a stage. So it's really amazing, and especially it's even more amazing if my first time is in my hometown. So yeah, thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Esta es la primera vez para mí que estoy aquí en Gran Canaria, perdón. perdón, en Canarias. Perdón, a ver. Es la primera vez que estoy en Tenerife, en Canarias, ¿ok? y nada, es la primera vez que gano. Estuve en Suecia y perdimos. No les hagan caso, no les... Bueno, gracias.
Thanks very much, Mithy, and congratulations once again. Let's go over to our casters.